Mother Nature never ceases to amaze with her power and captivate with her beauty. Here's a fresh collection of mesmerizing moments we've gathered for you. Floods, massive tornadoes, and other natural phenomena. Buckle up, we're starting. Nature can be sneaky. A storm caught this man completely off guard by striking from the direction he least expected. He's okay now, but glass doors, let's just say they're not his favorite anymore. During a hurricane this powerful, it's way safer to hide in a basement than on a roof. This video demonstrates why. For those who don't know, scenes like these look like they're straight out of a disaster movie. But for Florida locals, it's just another day with the occasional power outage.
I'm so happy it's going away.
The owners of this loose kiosk were certain that a typhoon couldn't reach them inside a mall, but the cyclone thought otherwise. This incredible whirlwind looks like a portal between two dimensions. No wonder it's called Dust Lucifer. Here's a good example of looking on the bright side. When life gives you a flood, well, head out for some much-needed fishing. Nobody puts on an epic fire show quite like Mother Nature. Whoa. Just remember, when you're watching, safety first. A hurricane can put your home to the ultimate test. And this house, unfortunately, didn't make the grade. Luckily, the residents had already evacuated. If you ever find yourself in a situation like this, run the other way as fast as you can. The people in this video did, and they're safe because of it. When it comes to nature's power, man-made barriers don't stand a chance. And this video is one more piece of evidence showing who really runs the show on this planet. Rumor has it that this boulder's still looking for Indiana Jones, so best to steer clear of its path. Have you ever seen an avalanche crashing down a 70-meter waterfall? Well, these tourists have, and they'll never forget it. They were lucky to be at a safe distance. The contrast in this scene, it gives me chills. A calm landscape all around and a massive tornado in the background. I'm just glad everyone stayed safe. Whatever these guys get paid, there's no way it's enough. It takes a whole lot of guts to face the ocean's fury every single day. This unexpected 125-kilometer-an-hour hurricane ruined quite a few vacationers' time at Bulgarian resorts, completely paralyzing and knocking out power to several cities. Luckily, no one was hurt. Unless you're in a hurry to get back to 1985, it's best to stay indoors during a thunderstorm this intense. The risk of a tree falling on the shed had been there for a while, so when the homeowners saw a storm warning, they quickly moved all the equipment out. Smart move. A typhoon in Kuala Lumpur was so strong that it bent trees right down to the ground. But the people found shelter in a nearby building and all ended well. These travelers on Highway 903 in Canada didn't sign up for this. With a giant crater that just keeps growing, they've got two options: go around or find a canoe. No, that's not a tsunami wave, just some insane storm clouds. But admit it, they fooled you too, didn't they? Rescuers worked tirelessly to clear the road of cars and block it off before the river could completely flood the area, and they made it just in time. We've all jumped on a trampoline, but have you ever seen a trampoline do the jumping? One minute, you're stepping into your backyard on a bright summer day, and the next, bam! You're staring down a massive tornado. Feels like a nightmare, but with a happy ending because it spared the town. The thing I love about the sky is that it's never the same. Every single day, it has a new surprise in store. Moments like these make you feel like a tiny grain of sand against the power of the ocean. But nature was kind this time, and the people in the car made it to a safe spot. Why does this tornado look like it's on steroids? Seriously, is this the Rock of tornadoes? Siberian winters might be brutal, but it's the springtime migration of ice chunks that you really have to watch out for. This is the most spectacular volcanic eruption I've ever seen. Tons of volcanic ash rose into the stormy sky to over 25 kilometers high, but the real show began when lightning struck. Impressive, right? Well, then don't forget to like this video. I haven't worried this much about anything in a long time, not like I did for this canopy. It held out as long as it could, but the odds were against it.
I have goosebumps, people!
Now that's some luck, launching a drone at just the right moment to capture the very first seconds of a volcanic eruption. Someone needs to go grab a lottery ticket. It's terrifying that a peaceful mountain stream can suddenly turn into a raging mud flow that sweeps everything away. It was a tough day for the Czech town of Majestic when floodwaters reached the first floors of homes, but rescuers acted fast and everyone was saved. Given the weather in Vietnam, I'm guessing roofers are in super high demand there. Nothing can ruin a beach day quite like a waterspout. As beautiful as this tornado is, I'm glad it stayed out in the open and didn't hit any of those homes. You can never predict when snow will fall, and this random avalanche almost buried a snowboarder. Lucky for him, it was like a second birthday. He got really lucky. Say what you will, but water gates are one of humanity's greatest inventions, saving thousands of lives when Mother Nature gets really mad at us. Think this is impossible? Well, the residents of Chengdu saw this phenomenon in the sky for over a minute, an experience they'll never forget. You can love rain or hate it, enjoy snow or despise it, but hail? Nobody likes hail. Nobody. Thanks to this guy having a camera ready, we get to watch a tornado form, all from the comfort of our couch. Sure, these folks are at a safe distance from the giant waves, but they have absolutely zero chance of staying dry. After days of heavy rainfall, a river broke free from its banks to check out the city. Luckily, the residents were evacuated just in time. What's worse than giant hail? The aftermath. Let's hope insurance covers all that damage. A small dust devil put on a little show for tourists before disappearing. If only every tornado could be this cute. 5 minutes ago, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but now the road is an icy river. Colorado hasn't seen anything like this from Mother Nature in a long time. The sheer power of these ice flows is insane. They can move massive boulders like they're nothing. Mother Nature, you will never fail to blow my mind. With everything flying around like that, I double-checked to make sure that advertising banner was properly secured. The Czech city of Krnov just faced the worst flooding in its history, with water reaching up to 2 meters, enough to completely cover cars. Everything's back to normal now, if you don't count the millions of dollars worth of damage. This is what a dragonfly migration looks like. No reason to be scared, but let's be honest, if those were mosquitoes or locusts, this beach would clear out pretty fast. Why is this waterfall flowing backward? Is Christopher Nolan filming Tenet 2? This tornado was so lazy, it just fizzled out on its own after 20 seconds. This troublemaker wind scattered trash and ruined people's shopping, but you can't really report it to the police. After all, it's Mother Nature herself. Scorched earth for miles and massive pillars of smoke. That's what nature looks like on this island after Mount Etna erupted. So tell me, if lightning strikes a church, is that a good omen or not so much? This light show in the sky? Oh, just Thor throwing one of his epic parties. Every time I hear about another forest fire, my heart sinks. God, please protect the animals from that relentless blaze. A powerful tornado in the country of Georgia damaged an 11th century temple, but luckily no one was harmed, and that's what matters most. You might as well put those umbrellas away. There's zero chance they'll keep you dry. Here's the #1 reason why I will never go to the mountains in winter. It's perfect when a tornado stays out at sea, but this couple seems to be having second thoughts about a beach picnic. I know a rainbow's just an optical illusion, but every time I see one, it still feels like a miracle. People are definitely going to be late for work today. Good thing the driver stopped in time, because no one was hurt. When a tornado decides to go surfing, it's best to stay out of the water. Volcanoes might be mesmerizing, but keep your wits about you. Don't get as close as this sailboat did. These are pros though, so they know what they're doing. Looks like someone's Apple business took a nosedive that day. Check it out. Mother Nature made a ball pit. Not sure if anyone would actually want to dive in, but still. This is the tallest and most well-behaved whirlwind I've ever seen. It just sticks to the road and doesn't bother anyone. Budapest recently got a taste of Venice thanks to severe flooding across Europe. Nobody was hurt, but thousands of cars will be heading to the junkyard. Water levels can rise so quickly during a flood that it's impossible to stop. So don't waste any time. Get to a safe spot ASAP. Relax. This is a controlled explosion to make sure the rock face doesn't collapse even worse later on. This tornado's getting darker and darker, and I feel like Voldemort's dark mark could pop out of it any second now. Being stuck in your car during a massive hailstorm would be terrifying. Luckily, this car was tough and didn't let its owner down. Have you ever seen a circular rainbow? It looks like a portal to a world of unicorns and fairies. Good thing lava can't reach 3.6 kilometers up. This pilot's got nothing to worry about. After all the flooding that Mother Nature brought to Europe, it's safe to say millions of people won't be fond of rain for a long time. I have no idea how they sensed something was off, but their instincts were spot on. These tourists must have some strong guardian angels, because an avalanche stopped just one step away from their camp and everyone was fine. It's like watching an apocalyptic movie. I can't wrap my head around the fact that this isn't CGI, but an actual giant tornado in Oklahoma. Mood when the weather's perfect all week long, but as soon as the weekend rolls around, yeah. These folks never thought they'd feel like they were at the beach on their own street. Just imagine what it's gonna take to deal with all that water. These climbers had an awesome guide who knew these mountains like the back of his hand. He found the perfect spot to safely wait out the avalanche. What an unforgettable experience. It's a breathtaking experience to witness the majestic beauty of mountains and realize how tiny we humans are in comparison to Mother Nature. Living in a hurricane zone means you'll be doing home renovations way more often than you'd like. They say lightning never strikes the same place twice, but there must be something especially magnetic about this spot. All the owner of this car can do is watch helplessly as nature sweeps their vehicle away. And, of course, get that video footage ready for the insurance company. No matter how old you are, lightning never fails to captivate and amaze. God bless the brave souls who risk their lives to save other people in such extreme conditions. People go to Florida all the time for vacation, but living there, you have to be some kind of hero to face down natural disasters year after year like that. Stay safe out there. If you see a double rainbow, does that mean there are 2 pots of gold waiting at the ends? Like other European countries this year, Poland has had to grapple with severe flooding, but it has brought the citizens closer together. I'm sure their streets will be even more beautiful than before after the waters recede. Drivers have to be ready for anything on mountain roads, but honestly, only luck can save you in a situation like this. The guests at this restaurant had been waiting forever for the summer terrace to open, but little did they know that Mother Nature herself would be the one to initiate the grand opening. Firefighters found themselves in an element they can't beat with water. Fortunately, the rescue team came to help them. I'm sure these folks will agree that the most memorable tornadoes aren't always the biggest. They're the ones that come out of nowhere. Good thing this little guy didn't harm anyone. Did you have a reservation for today? Well, go right ahead. Your table's floated just over there. This is what it's like to be at the epicenter of a 7.5 magnitude earthquake on top of a mountain. Yeah, thank goodness we're watching this through a screen. Looks like it would be easier to rename those fields to sea than to try to replant them after a flood like that. Now, you know why trips to beach resorts are way cheaper during certain months. This is not Atlantis. This is what the streets of the Czech Republic look like after a flood, even more devastating than 27 years ago. This is the moment Cinderella's castle at Disneyland starts to look more like Hogwarts during the darker parts of Harry Potter. Let's hope the cars in this parking lot are learning to swim in a surprise underground pool party. You better go buy a lottery ticket if you're lucky enough to witness the mesmerizing eruption of a volcano on your hike. That bridge thought it could play limbo with the flood, but it lost. Don't be too upset about the bad weather. Maybe today, Mother Nature will reward you with a double rainbow. As we've learned, when landslides strike, it's best to get as far away from mountains as possible. Fortunately, these locals had enough time to make it to safety. The hotel staff wasn't expecting to spend their workday competing with the forces of nature. Good thing nothing too serious happened this time. Looks like a typical morning in one of those disaster movies, don't you think? Someone decided to have a backyard jumping party in the backyard, but Mother Nature had other plans. It's hard to realize, but this farm town didn't look like the Amazon River just a day ago. Check out the terrifying power of lightning and the kind of destruction it can wreak on a town's electrical grid. What you're seeing right now is truly the scariest thing a person living near a volcano can witness. Despite this river being entirely made of ice, it still continues to flow like any other. Well, at least now the owner of this car won't need to take it to the car wash. You might have thought this was a kite, but nope, that's just someone's house flying away from a nearby campsite. It looks like the cameraman literally found the drain plug for this river. And yes, remind me to never go boating at night again. If this guy had watched our videos, he'd know that standing on a balcony during a storm front is a terrible idea. Wait a minute, is this a highway or a waterway? Mother Nature's mixing up the GPS again. There are tsunamis that destroy cities, and then there are ones like this that ruin a sunbather's day at the beach. Check out the power of a mud flow that turns into a geyser when it meets a bridge. This guy picked the perfect time to go surfing, right on the city's flood river. Imagine how powerful wind has to be to create a snake-like tornado like this. Meet the ancestor of the jacuzzi, a geyser lake. Or is it more of a swamp? It's terrifying to see just how little time it takes to get caught in an avalanche in the mountains. Good thing this pro calculated everything down to the last centimeter and came out unscathed. I bet you didn't know that tornadoes can be relaxing and satisfying. Wait, can we even call this a tornado? Drop your thoughts in the comments. It's hard to imagine something weirder than water slides appearing where a subway entrance had just been a few hours ago. Now, picture something more terrifying than a landslide that could literally wipe out your whole town in a minute. Fortunately, these people still have a roof over their heads. But it's not just the water that can surprise you. For example, this beach wind decided to start juggling tourists' umbrellas. Here, a bird's eye view of the waters turning the streets into raging rivers. How fortunate that people were evacuated. Isn't it kind of shocking how easily the wind can rip a fully grown palm tree right out of the ground? Imagine seeing a storm front so massive that it literally turns day into night. If you don't think a wind speed of 15 meters per second is very much, check out what happens when a sandstorm hits a town with that force. This river in China became so inundated with water that it started washing away buildings. Luckily, no one was hurt. When it comes to a flood like this, you have two options: move to the second floor or invest in better windows. I don't know exactly how much this truck weighs, but I can tell you that normal wind should not be able to move something like that. This cameraman is so calm watching an approaching avalanche that you might underestimate how serious the situation is. He's fine, but if you ever see something like this, run as fast as you can. Now, watch as a powerful downpour turns the streets of this village into an unstoppable mountain river in just a few hours. Show this to anyone who says lightning never strikes the same place twice. Ever seen a hesitant tornado? Check out this one that just can't decide whether to wreak havoc or not. It's a collective celebration for these skiers because no one was on the slope when this colossal avalanche came crashing down. It's extremely rare to witness multiple tornadoes, but seeing them from this angle is beyond lucky. Nature doesn't care how much those multi-million-dollar barges cost. She'll take them down with a typhoon like they're nothing. Luckily, no one was harmed. What do you think the chances of staying dry near a raging sea like this are? Slim to none, right? Let's hope this cameraman remembered to tether himself to something heavy, because that wind looks strong enough to carry him off without a problem. Meteors burn up in the atmosphere every day, but only a lucky few ever get to witness such a spectacular show. Luckily, our subscribers never miss a thing.
Awesome meteor.
This dam folded like a piece of paper in the aftermath of the flood, and looking at the amount of water, you can't blame it. Someone, a hurricane is just wind, right? What is there to be afraid of? Meanwhile, the wind rips the roof right off. Seeing a volcanic eruption is already rare, but witnessing one from this distance? That's a 1 in a million chance. Mother Nature doesn't care what plans you have today. If she has other ideas, you'll be staying home and praying your roof stays where it is. It's hard to imagine worse luck than camping in tents and seeing this kind of weather rolling in. If you notice golf balls falling from the sky, follow this guy's lead and find a roof to protect yourself from that powerful hail. Well, I hope at least there was a pineapple pizza in that moped delivery. If you spot a hot spring in Iceland, don't be too eager to swim in it. It could actually be a geyser, and your swim could quickly turn into a flight. Just last night, this village had roads, but record rainfall turned them into raging streams by morning. Pros of living in the mountains: amazing views every day. Cons: occasionally running from avalanches while enjoying those views. I bet there are huge discounts on first-floor apartments in this city. Watch as a strong wind blows sand right off the ground, creating a sandstorm in a city miles away from any desert. The calm on the flooded streets of the city, as if nature had taken a pause after a tremendous stormy flood. These clouds look so alien, as if they were designed by a top-notch VFX artist for a sci-fi movie. If your house is below ground level, be prepared for it to turn into a scene from Titanic during a flood. This clip will discourage you from ever standing near a tree in a hurricane again. Due to the severe flooding, this hotel entrance became the perfect dock for an unexpected river cruise. And when I say never, I mean never. And this is not a riverside street, but a flooding where the water rises half a meter in an hour. If you see thunderclouds like this outside your window, you can be sure you're in for an unforgettable light show. Don't blink or you'll miss the eighth wonder of the world, a disappearing mud waterfall in Venezuela, which only appears during heavy rain and torments local drivers. If you ever find yourself in a situation like this, the only smart move is to get out of there as fast as you can. That tornado could change direction and come barreling towards you at 40 miles per hour. Prepare to be hypnotized by this wavy river in China. It won't let you take your eyes off it. I don't know if you've been to Africa, but ice rivers aren't exactly a common sight there. This little stream just got a serious upgrade to wild river status. If you still haven't been impressed by nature today, try explaining why the ground is on fire in the rain. Main Street? More like mainstream after this huge flooding. What a beautiful morning to see a landslide from your kitchen window. But don't worry, no one was hurt. This isn't exactly what comes to mind when you think summer in Ibiza, is it? But let's admit it, lightning makes everything look way cooler and more dramatic. Now, it's actually scary when the Pacific Ocean looks calmer than your flooded stream. Imagine how beautiful the world would be if every tornado looked like this demo version. Mother Nature doesn't do things halfway, and that's bad, because water level is higher than street signs. Tornadoes are mesmerizing, but trust me, they're best viewed through a screen. Never get as close as these guys did. That's not Prague's new canal system. Nope, just streets after 24 hours of rain. It's terrifying to see this unstoppable mud flow destroying everything in its path. Thankfully, no one was hurt. In this Romanian town, the flooding was so strong that even the attics of the houses were flooded. Imagine how lucky you'd have to be to witness a meteorite fall during daylight hours. This street decided to become a jacuzzi when storm drains couldn't handle the job. I'm no expert on thunderstorms, but it seems like this one in Minnesota should be prompting people to head to their bunkers. Oh, well, I guess trash day came early, and it's taken itself out. Now, check out this Czech Streets extreme makeover, from asphalt to apocalypse in 24 hours. Take shelter from the hail, they said, but where's the house supposed to take shelter? And these houses are really getting a free power wash. Too bad they didn't ask for it. And that's all the Mother Nature moments we have for you in today's episode. Tell us which clips stuck out to you the most in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya!